This is our second look at Chancellor this season. We saw them in the game against Culpeper, and they won that 22-8 over at Broman Field. We were there for that. We expected it to be a close game and perhaps even Culpeper get out with the win. Looking back on that, where do you think things went wrong in that game for Culpeper, and what would Eastern View do to counter what some of the mistakes and what they may have learned from that Culpeper loss?
Well, that Culpeper, they just had allowed too many runs and a couple big plays get to them and mistakes. And so what I look for Eastern View, they're going to try to shut down that running back that for Chancellor, who, he ran through Culpeper. He's going to have a tougher task with this Eastern View D-line. I think basically, if you look at it, Culpeper, I think, came in a little bit overconfident and just thought, they'd have the game in the bag. And like I said, you can't rest on anybody. You got to go out there and play. And like I said, I think Eastern View will do that tonight.
Well, you look at this game, and it's never wise or safe to look beyond it or even look back. But that loss to King George last week may have left a bitter taste in the mouths of these Cyclones, Steve. And of course, we had some great plays by both teams. I really thought that Brett Clatterball made some of the biggest hits. We've seen him make some of the biggest hits this season. I mean, among high school players, he's up there with any I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I mean he had a very good game last week, even though they lost 42-40. But he was all over the field, offensively and defensively. He was a wrecking force. But again, just a simple mistake, a missed extra point, a blocked extra point, basically put them in they lost by 2. And again, I still go back. I still think Brett scored on that 2-point conversion, but again, no replay in high school sports. And they ruled his need to not cross that goal line. So,
and I don't want to look beyond Chancellor or even next week's regular season finale, but it is possible that Eastern View and King George could play once more in the postseason this year. Well, you talk about Brett Clatterball. He's now leading the team in both defense and receiving. So, number one receiver on this team has 24 catches, 8 touchdowns, and 404 defense, 102 total tackles. And so he really has been a force to be reckoned with. Well, the team captains are meeting in the center of the field, and you're looking at probably what must be some new jerseys. They look really sharp, Steve. I like the black helmets, the black pants, and those blue jerseys. And you look on the sleeves, they've got the nice black and white trim there. And you're looking at the team captains, of course, for both teams. 34 is the man we've been mentioning, Brett Clatterball. 69 is Brandon Weaver. Number 2 is Jaheim Fry. And number 4 is Detrez Gahagan. When we looked at Chancellor's team against Culpeper, Steve, you mentioned, I think they have 29 players on their roster. They don't have depth. They can't really afford injuries and that sort of thing. But the players they did have in skill positions were certainly true and talented. Yeah. And the players they do have are quality players.
Yeah, they got quality players that just don't have any depth. That's why a good ball control offense with a big O-line like we have and good running back with good balance mixing the pass and the run, I just don't think if it gets into the fourth quarter, Chancellor's going to be worn out. And that's but kudos, that's what I think Culpeper was trying to do. And, in that game, Chancellor just jumped out on Culpeper quick. And I look for Eastern View to try to get, jump on Chancellor quick here and see if they can, come out here with a win tonight.
Well, what they've done successfully so far is won the coin toss, and they've opted to defer to the third quarter, which means Eastern View will be kicking off. Steve, let's go back to Brett Clatterball. Offensive coordinator Jeff Jenkins of Eastern View has Clatterball and other weapons, and he's had, he's put Clatterball in different positions to hurt the opposition. He's done it as a tight end. He's done it maybe in the Wildcat formation with some snaps to him, but he's also splitting wide. And when Clatterball catches that pass as a wideout, and then he gets in the open field, then the defensive backs come up, and that looks like a situation you don't want to be in if you're a defensive back. And, you think about the run he had last week where, he broke 2 tackles. He's really the real deal.
Well, he's a load to begin with. When he catches that ball and your corner is only 5'9", maybe 170 pounds, and you're looking at a 6'4", 225 pound with strength and speed, yeah, it is intimidating. And I think basically because they have to use him, Brett's not going to kill you with his speed at wide receiver, but he's a physical wide receiver, and he'll be able to go up and, he'll get favorable matchups against this Chancellor D. The one I think is going to have to play big tonight in the wide receiver is going to have to be number 15. That's settled. And if he can come up and play well, he's 6'4", big receiver. He's getting some more reps and I'm seeing him improve and maybe has a good opportunity tonight.
All right, here is Beckett Capolini kicking off for Eastern View. This one fielded inside the 25-yard line across the 30 and tackled at the 32-yard line. That was Logan Hunter on the return for Chancellor. So we're going to see the Chancellor offense to start things here tonight at Cyclone Stadium.
And again, Mark, it's going to be who can control the line of scrimmage. Right now, I checked the box again with Eastern View, so we'll see. I mean, Chancellor's not small up front, but like you said, the depth is what hurts them.
And I think their biggest player is their kicker, Jason Rivera, at 322 pounds. But again, 29 players on the roster for Chancellor. Quality players, but they certainly don't have the quantity.
No.
All right, well, here's Chancellor. We know the quarterback is Leo Ferguson. He's a 6'1", 177-pound senior. He played well against Culpeper. Let's see how he performs tonight against Eastern View. And on first down, they go to the run to the right side, and this won't net anything as the ball carrier there, Jamarius Billingsley, gets nothing.
Now, there again, right there is the D-line taking advantage and shutting that run down. And so we're going to see what Chancellor's got up, their sleeve offensively against this big front of EV. But again, that run didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, they gave him a little forward progress for a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. Opening minute here this first quarter at Cyclone Stadium. Leo Ferguson is the quarterback. He's got Jamarius Billingsley in the backfield alongside him. Clatterball was showing pressure. He backs off. Here comes the pressure. They're going to sack Ferguson for a huge loss, and that's going to be courtesy of, it looks like number 40. That is Cavante Brown. He's got a jersey change tonight. He ordinarily wears number 27. He's suited up as number 40. All the way back to the 26-yard line. He lost 8 yards on the play.
Again, Mark, Brown just used his speed and got around the tackle, and he was right there against that Chancellor quarterback. He didn't have a chance. Good sack. Big loss for Chancellor, and this is what Eastern View wants to do. They want to dictate the tone and how this game is going to go, and they're just showing it right now.
Yeah, in so doing, they have forced a 3rd and 16 for Chancellor on its opening possession here. All right, they go to the run. I'm going to try the left side. This one's not going anywhere either. Ball carrier is Nathaniel Newton, and the Cyclones were waiting for him. And that'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation, obviously for Chancellor, and that means Jason Rivera.
And, on that, Mark, again, the Eastern View is daring them to pass. They don't respect their passing game of Chancellor, and Chancellor, it hasn't shown that they are a passing team. So you're looking at Eastern View basically going to stack that box and say, you want to continue to run, go ahead.
Well, DeAndre Brock is back awaiting the punt here. It's a bad snap, and Rivera's going to be tackled at the 10-yard line, and it's by Brett Clatterball, and he had a little help there from his teammate Dominic Simmendinger.
And Brett was shot, and Simmendinger was too. Both of them were like shot out of the same cannon, and that bad snap, that punter didn't have a chance. Now see if Eastern View can capitalize here early in the first quarter.
Excellent opportunity early on for Eastern View, as their offense comes onto the field with a 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Well, Steve, you might want to warm up your vocal pipes. I got a feeling someone's going to get in the end zone soon.
Yep, they have to get in the red. Let's see how they do in the red zone.
They start out in the red zone. AP Hall, the quarterback, Jaheen Fry behind him in the backfield. Hull, here's the pitch to Fry. Fry makes a cut. He's at the 5 and cannot break the tackle of number 11 there, Nigel Asamoah. There's a penalty flag down, our first of the game.
It's going to be holding, I think, against Eastern View, thrown in that vicinity. It looks like they're backing them up. See, Eastern View sometimes just can't get out of their own way. Sometimes they get a good play and then next play is a penalty, but it's a hold.
And it's going to be at the 23. That makes sense. It was at the 13. All right, now from the 23, Hull, the quarterback. Here comes some pressure. They pick it up. Now Hull is throwing. Got a wide open Jaheim Fry, and he's into the end zone from 23 yards out.
Feel the wind. It's a Cyclone touchdown. Hull to Fry, 23 yards, 6 points.
Steve, is that worth another look?
It is.
Let's go to the replay.
All right.
Well, we got an injured Cyclone player down here. I can't make up the number. 6-0 now, Cyclones. At 9:15 to play in the first.
And if you want to really, I think that penalty helped Eastern View because it gave them a little bit more area to throw that pass. And again, the Eastern View player, number 2, was wide open.
And now on for the point after, of course, is Beckett Capolini, and the person who made the touchdown catch is your holder, Jaheim Fry. So Eastern View takes advantage of that muffed punt. It was a bad snap, and the punter was tackled at his own 10-yard line, or 13-yard line, rather. And despite the penalty, as you said, Steve, after that penalty, one play and a 23-yard touchdown pass.
Yep, they were number 5. That's Hull. Looks like he's shaken up.
Well, and that makes sense because isn't he ordinarily the holder?
Yeah.
That's why it's Fry. There he is, Hull. A little gimpy here.
Well, it's that hamstring I think's been bothering him.
Well, you remember when we saw him last week, that hamstring got ailed him late in the game. Here's the kick by Capolini. Up and good. 7-0 our score in favor of the Cyclones here with 9:15 to play in this first quarter. Well, did you know that localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically? Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. Steve, this is homecoming for the Cyclones tonight. And I think public address announcer Sean Somerville was acknowledging a lot of the programs here in the pregame. I heard him mention volleyball and cheer and some other things.
Yep, and it was nice seeing it before we started the game. My thing is concerned to see what they're going to do with AP. Is it a cramp? It looks like, or is it hamstring? And we'll see what they're going to do.
Well, we remember last week's game against King George. He was in some obvious pain, wasn't he?
Yes, and they're looking at his ankle mark. I mean, the bottom of his foot could it be his ankle or his foot? Something's happening there, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Well, I think Chancellor, I know it's early, but I really think that from what we know about them and what we know about Eastern View, and you look at the lack of depth that Chancellor has, Steve, if they're going to hang with the Cyclones, they can ill afford to have a play like they had on that 4th down.
No, you're
where their
right.
punter was tackled at the 13-yard line, because you just can't give Eastern View those sort of opportunities and expect not to pay a price for it.
Exactly. Well said.
Thank you. Here's Capolini's kick. His second of the night. It's going to be fielded inside the 10-yard line. On the return here is Nathaniel Newton, and he gets, looks like maybe up to the 25-yard line, where Chancellor's offense will set up for the second time tonight here in this first quarter.
Yeah, it sure is, and now see what we can do on defense and see if Brett Clatterball and company can wreak some more havoc and force a turnover.
Well, Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Well, Steve, I don't know if the temperature's going to change anytime soon, but the time's going to change this weekend. I don't know about you, but I never really liked it. Not that you can do anything about it.
I wish we just stay standard time or just stay daylight. Say, pick one.
You get home at 5:30 and start.
Yeah.
And you have about 6 weeks of that, don't you?
Yeah,
all right, Chancellor back on offense. That means Leo Ferguson. They go back to the run, and this one goes nowhere as the running back, Jamarius Billingsley, has nowhere to operate. And it looks like with number 58 making the tackle, Ryan White for Eastern View.
Again, what I'm seeing so far is the domination of Eastern View's D-line. They're just physical up front, and they're being physical with Chancellor. And they're basically, like I said earlier, they're daring Chancellor to throw the ball. If you count right on the screen, they're all right there lined up in the box and saying, hey. And they're willing to do man-on-man coverage here on the receivers.
All right, there's second down and 11. They fake it, now they throw it. Out in the area of an interception where it is number 7, Cam Roy, makes the interception. That was tight coverage, and that may have been a mistake by Leo Ferguson to throw that one.
Yeah, and that's a replay right there. And you see, let's go to replay. And now what you'll do, you see Cam Roy go up there and high point that ball. And that's exactly what he did, and brought it down, an interception now for Eastern View.
So this time, Eastern View's offense comes on the field, and they're going to start at the Chancellor 45. Still a short field to work with for this team, but let's see if A.P. Hull is in the lineup.
No, he's not. He's down here on the trainer's table. So.
All right, let's try and see who that is. Is that who's that backup quarterback in there? They're handing off. I believe this is Fry over the left side. He drags some defenders with him. Good yardage down to about the Chancellor 30.
It's number 17 was the quarterback.
All right, that's Tyler Caperton. He's a freshman.
Yep. And,
is it 17? Yeah,
17.
Tyler Caperton.
And it's good. He's getting some reps in here. You know, Chancellor is obviously not going to be a threat here to Eastern View. And if that's the case, I'd keep AP out because they're going to need him for the Cortland game and playoffs.
Well, yeah, big game next week against Cortland. So Tyler Caperton now getting the call. Hand off again to Jaheim Fry over the right side. He's got plenty of running room. Where's the defenders out there? They come up late after he picked up more excellent yardage.
And if Fry can get 15 yards every carry, give it to him. Feed the beast. Feed it.
13 yards on that one, and we got an injured Chancellor player. And as they attend to him, we'll tell you this broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. Well, the injured player there is number 6, Keegan Eason. And, he'll come to the sideline. Ball at the 18. It is 1st and 10 Cyclones from that spot at the Chancellor 18. We mentioned Tyler Caperton in the lineup at quarterback. A.P. Hull went down on that touchdown pass. You said maybe the ankle.
Yeah.
Last week it was a hamstring.
Yeah, they're looking at the ankle right now. It could be the hamstring. He's got his shoe off and they're massaging it. So, I don't think it's a cramp.
Dominic Simendinger is in the backfield as well, alongside Caperton. Jaheim Fry behind him. Here's the pitch to Fry. This time he tries this side, looking for a block, and then he gets plowed under, or plowed over, that is, by number 9, Landon Eckhart.
Yeah,
Eckhart.
Fry was stopping, trying to go the other way, and he didn't see Eckhart coming right in there and laid the wood on him.
Yeah.
But here's again, if you want to, see how this freshman quarterback's going to do, get him, and let him throw the ball to Brett, just on a little open screen pass or something like that, and just let Brett do some damage with his running ability.
Well, Brett's wide left. Top of your screen, wide right, Mason Settle and Cam Roy in the slot on the right side. Jaheim Fry in the backfield. He's going to block this time for Caperton. He's going to keep it. There goes Caperton. He's approaching the 10-yard line. Makes a nice cut. They're trying to strip him of the ball, and he held on to it nicely. Got down to about the 9. He picked up 10 yards. I think he's about a yard shy of a first down.
And he was a good run, Mark. It was wide open. If you see, the pocket was just breaking down. And, that's going to happen with a freshman quarterback. He got a little happy feet there, but he was able to find the hole and pick it up pick up 10 yards.
And it is 3rd down and about 1.
Or 9 yards, rather.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a Cyclone.
Oh, they
give him the first
They gave
down?
him a first, yes. They did.
So he did get it. Well, that would be 1st and goal then from the 8-yard line. Well, Jaheim Fry, of course, will remain in the backfield. He's done some work here tonight already. Early on, he's got 1 touchdown to his credit. He may get more. They give the ball to Fry right here. Here's Fry making a cut, making 1 defender miss, and then lowering his shoulder, and then being greeted by 2 or 3 white jerseys that stop him shy of the goal line. We're going to spot it, I think, at the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
They should just go with a power package right here, hand off to Brett, or even Fry, and just, push it right over. Looks like they're going to mark it. Where mark on the?
Looks like it's a 2.
2, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 2nd down.
Right. 3 opportunities here to punch it in from 2 yards out. Tyler Caperton, the quarterback, number 17, in for AP Hall. We mentioned Caperton, just a freshman.
And like I said, this is good experience for him right here.
And an empty backfield for Caperton. That's Fry. Coming around on the end, I would say, end around?
Yeah, end around.
Fry, 2 yards out.
Fear the wind. It's a Cyclone touchdown from 3 yards out. And Mark, what happened on that? And I liked it. They brought Fry in motion, and he crossed the face of that defense. Easy just pitch, and he went around right there on that left edge. And that was a good play call because at first he showed empty backfield and thought he was going to pass. But no, and then when he motioned Fry, and he just pitched it to him on the snap. So good play call, good run, touchdown, Eastern View.
6 plays, 45 yards. 2nd touchdown of the night for Eastern View and for Jaheim Fry, who's now the holder for Beckett Capolini, and his kick is good, 14-0. This could be early signs of a rout coming our way.
Yeah, I'm thinking, especially the run game, because now you're down to your 2nd-string quarterback, and I'm sure you're going to want to get some passing opportunities for him. But right now, the run game is doing very well. They're running up and down the field. And let's see, the old saying, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Their run game isn't broke.
Well, I like what you said earlier about Hull. Look, if he is shaken up or gimpy, and you've got a matchup like this, why wouldn't you rest him and have him heal for next week's showdown with Cortland?
Exactly.
That's going to be a big game next week.
And he's right now, he's got ice on it, wrapped up that ankle. I don't think we're going to see him in the remainder of the game.
All right, we have 5:06 to play here in this first quarter, and this broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. And Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. All right, Capolini will kick off for the 3rd time here in this first quarter. His team up 14-0.
See right here.
All right, here's Capolini's kick. Will it be returned? Yes, from inside the 10-yard line. And they reverse it here, trying to get something going. But there's nowhere to run for number 1, Nathaniel Newton. And again, so Chancellor's offense, Steve, will come back on the field for the 3rd time with poor field position. And that's the last thing they wanted if they hope to get back in contention against Eastern View.
Exactly. And, I mean, Eastern View, I think, Mark, is really showing its strength, especially on defense. And, Clatterball is going to really start playing with abandon, trying to wreak havoc in there. And like you said, Eastern View is daring Chancellor to go ahead and throw the football.
Well, they've thrown it once, right?
Yeah.
And it was an interception by Cam Roy.
Exactly.
And it was such tight coverage, I had a hard time believing that Leo Ferguson decided to throw that one. But he did.
Yep.
And the Chargers trail 14-0. They're back on the field with less than average field position, starting from their own 16-yard line. Ferguson's your quarterback. Eastern View shows pressure. Here they come. They're going to try to run away from it, and they're not going to be able to, as the good pursuit there by Eastern View, and the ball carrier Darian Butler had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go, and Clatterball was all over him. And again, he has such closing speed, right to left, left to right. Clatterball, you can put him in any position, linebacker on the line, he'll be able to run down the running back on the opposite side of the field. He's that quick.
Yeah, there he is there. You're looking at those jerseys with the names across the back of them for tonight.
Yeah. We get in close in shots, we'll be able to say my name.
Second down and 11 here. And go back to the run. And again, this one goes nowhere. Well, it was Jamarius Billingsley. And there's just no opening or crease for these running backs to run through, Steve.
I agree, and I'm thinking so far, I mean, it's still late in the first quarter. I don't think Chancellor has more than 5 yards of offense.
Things have not gone well for Chancellor, and I think it really started with that fourth down and the bad snap where the punter was tackled at the 13-yard line. They really haven't had any spark really since then, but a lot of football to play here tonight. We're in the first quarter. You see the clock there, 3:23 and counting. The score is actually 14-0. And looks like we're going to have a timeout taken by Chancellor. Well, our timeout sponsor is UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org. So tonight, we're at Cyclone Stadium where Eastern View is hosting this homecoming game against Chancellor. Crosstown rival Culpeper is at JM down at Morey Stadium. And then next week, the regular season concludes with Eastern View at home to Cortland and Culpeper at home to Spotsylvania. Steve, I think the Culpeper-Spotsylvania is probably a pretty good matchup as well.
It is, and because Spotsylvania is, they're won 3 games, so they're 3-6. Yeah, they match up well with Culpeper, and that can be, again, I say Culpeper goes 5-5 in the Division III. They're in the playoffs.
And after tonight, of course, Eastern View has a big game next week against Cortland. That should be a tough one. All right, here's 3rd and long. Ferguson going to throw to his running back in that backfield, and he's got nowhere to go, as well as DeAndre Brock makes a quick tackle and forces a 4th down, and the punting team to come on for Chancellor.
And again here, you know what happened on the first punt. The snap didn't get back there. So I look for Eastern View to really try to put the pressure on him.
Well, Jason Rivera is the punter, and he's going to stand at about his own 5-yard line. DeAndre Brock back to receive the punt for Eastern View. High snap. Rivera gets it down. This one looks like it was partially blocked. May have gotten a hand on that one. It was awfully close. Nevertheless, it's a short kick. And let's see where they're going to mark it. It looks like at about the 43-yard line.
They're going to still go with number 17, the quarterback.
That's Tyler Caperton. Well, it's at the 38 instead. And so Eastern View up 14-0. And again, they send their offense out on the field with a short field to operate against. They're already starting at the Chancellor 38.
Exactly.
So Tyler Caperton, the quarterback for Eastern View. On 1st down, he's going to throw, and it's going to be a short pass, and it's going to be caught near the 35-yard line. And trying to pick up the number, that's Mason Settle.
Okay. Big. It's a big target to throw to, Mark. Settle's about 6'4", so he can give him a nice target to throw to. And I see Hall on the sideline, with his ankle wrapped in ice. I think he'd be better off if he sat and got that ankle elevated. It might help alleviate some swelling. But
4-yard pickup for Settle at 2nd and 6. Caperton looks to throw it again. And he does. This one is deflected and then batted down, and Clatterball was in the vicinity for the Cyclones, and number 11 Nigel Asamoah was thinking that he should have had a pick for Chancellor.
Well, it's good that, we see Clatterball. He came back and turned defensive back on that and knocked it out of the kid's hand. So it was a heads-up play by Brett Clatterball.
Sometimes you have to play defender when you
exactly.
start out as the receiver, don't you?
Yep. So, and you understand, Settle, Caperton is in there. He's a little nervous on that throw. He's got a little happy feet, but he'll settle down.
I like seeing him throw as a freshman.
Yeah.
This time he hands off to Jordan Hopkins. He gets into the open field in that Chancellor secondary. A hard time bringing him down, and Hopkins picks up first down yardage.
That was a very good run, just an off-tackle play run right in there, and was able to weave his. Hopkins was around, picking up the holes. He had good vision and was able to get the Chancellor first down, but looked like it's coming back as hold. I didn't see the flag, but.
Yeah, I think it's the second holding call against Eastern View, but the last time they had a holding call, they threw a touchdown pass in the next play.
And really, you don't see this head ref going and giving you the signal. He'll give a little preliminary, but most refs would stop play and give you a signal, what the penalty was. This guy hadn't done anything. Trying to get you to guess.
It's like it's 3rd and 9 from the 36 here. Tyler Caperton takes the snap. Here's the pitch. And this is Fry, I believe, and he's tackled at the 40 for a loss. That's Jordan Hopkins tackled at the 40 for a loss. And he was, looks like he was tackled there by Keegan Eason.
Now that brings up 4th down. Hall's also your punter.
That's right.
So who's your backup punter here?
Well, it looks like, is it number, let's see, Steve. Pick up that number there.
Trying to, if you could turn.
Oh, that's a better look. All right, to the right, John. Let's see who the punter is. Pick up that number. If you don't have Hull in there, that looks like number 11.
11.
Okay, now we're talking. That's Alden Pritchett. Okay, thank you. He's standing at about the 47-yard line. Chancellor's defense able to get a stop against Eastern View on that possession for the first time here tonight. Here's the punt by Pritchett. And Chancellor will get away from it. Eastern View thinks they touched it. They didn't. It's going to be down at the 11-yard line. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200. And we've got 12.9 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. Here in this first quarter, it's been all Eastern View, but to Chancellor's credit, their defense did get a stop on that last Eastern View possession.
Right, and we got it. Our first, our starting quarterback is injured, his ankle, so we're going with a freshman backup, and he hasn't really done that bad. He just, but he's getting ample opportunities to gain some valuable experience.
All right, well, Chancellor, this sounds, I think it sounds like a broken record. They start on offense with poor field position. Field position has belonged to Eastern View tonight so far.
Sure has.
So if you're in the hole 14-0, and then you're asked to start on your own 12, you've got some work to do. They stay to the run here, and that's Jamarius Billingsley, the ball carrier, out to about the 15.
Brought down by Ryan White.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, end of the quarter at Cyclone Stadium, where our score is Eastern View 14, Chancellor nothing. We'll take a break and come back for the second quarter right after this. Keep it right here on the Culpeper Media Network. You're watching Cyclones football.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home. Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
And as we start the second quarter with these two teams now changing directions, Chancellor is looking at a 2nd and 3 from the 19-yard line. Leo Ferguson is the quarterback. Eastern View has put some pressure there and done a great job up front. Brett Clatterball and one of his teammates made the tackle of Billingsley.
Billingsley, your ball carrier.
And that was, well, the other tackler was Brock, I believe, DeAndre Brock.
Brought down by Philip Tyree of the Cyclones.
Still got this 3rd down, really 3rd and short here.
Yeah.
See if Eastern View can snuff this one.
It's at the 21, so it's 3rd and 1.
Cyclones band. It's 3rd down.
Sean Somerville says it's 3rd down, Steve. He said so with emphasis. 3rd down and 1 for the Chargers. They haven't had a first down here tonight, have they?
No, they have not.
They're going to try it with the run, and this one is not. This is going to blow up in the backfield. Excellent penetration by that Cyclone defensive unit, Steve. And number 8, Dominic Simendinger, gets the tackle.
They didn't have a chance. I mean, our defense is so quick, Mark, and we're just right off the snap. And now, you know, instead of being 4th and 1, rather, now it's about 4th and 5, and you can't not punt it here because you're deep in your own territory. So
it's the penetration by that Eastern View defensive front, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, so Rivera going to stand inside his own 5. Just beyond the 5. There you go. Here's his kick. This one will take a bounce, and Brock will let it do its thing. He'll stay away from it. Takes one of a Chancellor roll, but still good field position for Eastern View as the team comes onto the field with Tyler Caperton, presumably, in for AP Hull. Is there a penalty flag down?
I think so.
I didn't see it.
Not either, and I can't see the ref because he doesn't say what the call is. Does Eastern View have the ball, or is it?
I didn't see any signal at all.
I didn't either.
I didn't see any. I didn't even see a yellow flag on the field.
I don't even know what the call is, but evidently it was enough to give
Chancellor a first down.
They're still giving. Yeah,
Oh, no, you're right.
It's 4th.
Right. So they're going to re-kick it. Now they're moving the sticks. What in tarnation did they decide? I bet you haven't heard that word for a long time.
I know. Does anybody know what the call is?
Here it is right here, I think. No, he's just signaling for the play to start. Have no idea. Somehow, after all that, Chancellor gets a first down. And they're at the 33. Ferguson, play action, throws, got a receiver out there caught. This one by number 28, Landon Poindexter out of the backfield.
Well, the thing is, the call had to be probably unsportsmanlike, or it was a dead ball foul, but where it occurred was enough to give Chancellor a first down, and now they got their actual first down on a pass play right here.
Mm-hmm. Sure did. We know Ferguson can throw it. The question is, will he have time when you think about this penetration by these Eastern View defenders?
Right. I mean, I'm just amazed that this head ref doesn't come out there and give the penalty signal. That's the first for me in football.
Mm-hmm. Well, here comes the pressure. Do they pick up the blitz? They do, but then they overthrow the intended receiver, Nathaniel Newton. 2nd and 10 coming up. 10-12 to play, first quarter action. Did you know localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically? Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. Mark O'Connell, Steve Peacock, Johnny Krawchuk with you tonight from Cyclone Stadium. Nick Morris back in the studio, the Culpeper Media Network. Proud to bring you all the exciting action of Cyclones football. Things have gone well so far for the Cyclones. They are playing without AP Hull. He started the game, and on that touchdown pass to Jaheim Fry, he came up looking like perhaps he had injured his ankle. Chancellor goes back to the run here, and this is a little more effective. And coming over and making a pretty good solid tackle there was Chase Hutchison for Eastern View.
Yeah, he got stuck right there. And again, Chancellor's, found maybe a little momentum after that penalty. And like I said, he either had to be roughing the punter or unsportsmanlike. Again, we're just guessing, never saw the call. But I don't think anybody up here saw it either.
But it gave Chancellor a first down, and they didn't have to punt, and then they get another first down. And now they're looking at a 3rd and 6 here. So I'm not saying they're necessarily on the move, but things are going a little better for this Chancellor offense. They're not sputtering as much.
No, you're right.
Oh, we got pressure, then we got offsides, we got movement, and it's going to cost somebody 5 yards.
Now let's see what all right, it's going to be offsides. Let's see if the head ref makes a call.
3rd and 1 for the
Okay, that's the man in the white hat.
Yep.
And maybe you're onto something there.
Yeah, where's the call?
See, he's just signaling for the clock to go. He didn't actually make the call. You're exactly right.
I mean,
well,
I hate to belabor it, but it's like, wait a minute. What's the call?
Well, they gave him 5 yards on the offsides, and that makes it 3rd and 1 for Chancellor at the Eastern View 45.
They want the clock to start. Again, I don't get that.
Well, they've gone to a different formation there. It looks like they were trying to go for a quarterback sneak, and the ball was fumbled, and I guess it was picked up.
It's still not far enough. Still going to bring up 4th down.
And I think if you're Chancellor, you go for it here, don't you?
Yep.
No gain on the play.
Remains 4th down.
So 4th down and 1. As the clock continues to run, 8:40 here in the second to play. Eastern View 14, Chancellor nothing.
If I was showing, I'd get on the.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Ferguson under center rather than in the pistol formation. And he hands off to that fullback there on that right side. He powered his way forward. That was Landon Eckhart.
Yeah, that was a good, hard, tough run.
Eckhart played well against Culpeper.
Yeah, he did.
So that moves to 6. So Chancellor's putting the offense together a little better right now, Steve.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're getting some momentum, but we're our own worst enemy. We gave them all those yards with the penalty. But again, I was looking to be like, I tell Sean Somerville, the PA announcer, to holler down to the ref and say, please give us a signal on a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah, give us a signal so we all know. Can't assume anything. Particularly, you didn't even see the penalty flag on the field.
I know. And that's what gets me.
All right. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Also want to mention Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. All right. So, 1st and 10 Chargers.
Even coach, I think, is asking him too. He's like, wait a minute here. I don't know what they're going to ask the athletic director. Something.
Well, you and I have commented several times this season and last about so many of the delays that we witnessed in
This
these
season,
games.
it's like this one. It should be easy. They got a first down. I know Eastern View called timeout, but these officials, this is so bizarre right now for me to see no signals. Let's see if we can play the guessing game.
All right, Eckhart's going to block. for the running back who's got nowhere to go, trapped in the backfield. And that was number 8 for Eastern View. That was Dominic Simmendinger making the tackle.
Of the running back, Eckert, and he couldn't go anywhere. Now brings up a little second and long.
Well, defensive stats, you know, Simmendinger's second only to Clatterball. 8 games this season. He's got 39 tackles, 10 solo, and 29 assists. These statistics provided courtesy of Austin Pickett.
And Simmendinger's number
8.
8. Okay.
All right. Second down and 12 from the 41. Ferguson's going to throw it short. He's got Eckhart out there. And short gain. And it looked like Chase Hutchison in on the tackle for Eastern View.
Now brings up a third down.
Third down and 9 from the 37.
See, I think Eastern View should bring pressure here because they'll probably try to pass it again, put pressure on and make them make the mistake. See if he reads it.
Cyclone fans, it's third down.
You know, it's third down.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
I did. Jamarius Billingsley is in the backfield alongside his quarterback Leo Ferguson here on 3rd and 9. Let's see what they dial up. Here comes the pressure. Ferguson being chased. Ferguson being sacked for a huge loss, and getting to him was Simmendinger, and he had a couple of teammates along with him putting the finishing touches on that sack.
He did. It was right there. Eastern View was right in on him. They didn't give him any chance to go and throw, so now it brings up 4th down and long, and now we're probably going to see a chance to try to punt this one.
You know, that would mean Jason Rivera. And I would imagine DeAndre Brock is back to receive this punt from Rivera.
And Rivera's behind 2 big boys from Chancellor, and so Eastern View can't try to block it. Got some beef in there. Oh, here's the beef.
Low snap. He's going to fake it and throw it. This one's going to be nearly picked off. Well, what do you think about that little trickery?
Hey, it was pretty unique, and it was. I like the call. Hey, what else you got to lose? And if the punter could have thrown it harder a little bit, maybe they would have completed it. But now Eastern View takes over on downs right from their midfield. That was good defense there by Eastern View. They saw it.
Really weren't faked out by it, were they?
No, they weren't.
Rivera, turns out he's left-handed. I didn't know that. I certainly didn't expect him to throw the football as a punter, but hey, like you say, you got to pull out the stops, right?
Yep.
All right, Eastern View back on offense, starting at its own 47. Jaheim Fry, he's going to throw it. This one is up in the air and batted down, maybe caught by Eastern View lineman. It is. It looks like it's number 58, Ryan White. Yeah. What do you? And that netted a yard, Steve.
Yeah, when you bat it up like that, it's anybody's ball, lineman can get it. And
yeah.
And again, that was happened right there with Caperton. He got it batted, deflected by the defensive end of Chancellor. Got his big hand up there and blocked that pass. I would like to see maybe going back and putting Brent Clatterball back at quarterback like we used to see at the beginning of the season.
And maybe a wildcat formation.
Yep.
Well, right now Clatterball is split wide right. Mason Settle, top of your screen.
See if they can get it.
Here's Caperton. He's got time. He's throwing near side, incomplete. That was intended for Brett Clatterball, just outside his reach.
Just a little bit high too, and it was. Caperton, he's got to settle down a little bit, but I like the play call.
Elijah Miller defending for Chancellor on the play, brings up 3rd down and 9 from the 48-yard line.
We thought this game was going to be a rout. Right now it's just kind of slowing down a little bit.
Well, it has slowed down some, and I think Chancellor's offense has improved as we've gotten in deep into the second quarter. All right, here's the handoff. This is Hopkins. Hopkins got across midfield out to about the Chancellor 48. And that's going to bring up a 4th down, I believe, here.
And I think they're going to go for it here.
the Chancellor 48. It's 4th and 5. Mason settle to the top of your screen, wide left.
I'll let that clock run down.
Your center. Get back that. This is a bad snap. This is bobbled in the backfield. A little trouble on the exchange with that, and it looks like Eastern View is, or they turned it over to Chancellor instead.
Yeah.
My mistake. Coming away with it was big number 51 of Chancellor, Steve. Ali Al-Jamal.
See, it was on 4th down, so they wouldn't have gotten it anyway, so it really didn't. But the fumble, again, you're going with your second-string quarterback, freshman, and, he's being thrown in there and trying to, just get that snap. But you got to also go to your center, too, because you got a different quarterback back there, and he might not.
I believe that's Eric Smith, isn't it?
Yep. He's got to communicate to him, say, hey, here's how I like the ball and shotgun here. And just get it back to us.
Well, Chancellor, for the first time in this ball game, will start on offense with outstanding field position, specifically at the Eastern View 48. 4:16 to play here in the second quarter. And clock stop for the moment. Ferguson fakes it. Now he's going to throw. He had a wide open receiver out there and just barely overthrew him. That was intended for Nathaniel Newton. And that had a lot of potential there.
Yeah, it does. It was a skinny post, and there was nobody, no safety down there at all. And they bid on that little play fake, and they got to watch that. And Brett's the signal caller. He's got to be able to recognize, hey, if they've got someone in the slot and they haven't shown it all, all game, there's something that means they're going to be doing something, and the play's coming that way. They need to, I think, now dial up the pressure a little bit on them.
2nd and 10 from the Eastern View 48 is Chancellor's current situation. Down 14-0, 4:13 to play in the second quarter. Ferguson throws. This one caught on the slant by Nathaniel Newton. Clatter ball in on the tackle, and they mark it down to 41. He picked up 7 yards. They'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Again, big 3rd down play here for the Cyclones. See if they can put the pressure and do it like they did last time. Forced them to punt.
Well, at the intermission tonight, you'll be able to enjoy the homecoming activities. And we've got about 3.5 minutes before we get to that point. But the ball is at the 41. It's 3rd and 3 for the Chancellor Chargers.
It's 3rd down.
It is 3rd down, in case you missed it. All right, let's see what Chancellor dials up here. Hoping to extend this drive. We got movement up front. This could cost the Eastern View 5 yards, Steve, on the encroachment there.
It did, but I thought he got back, but the official would say no. Now let's see if this official, he still hasn't made the, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
He's the head official. He should be taking the flag. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see signal offsides?
No, he didn't signal at all. And you're right. He did taken that out of the equation tonight for whatever reason.
I don't.
You didn't get that memo either, did you?
No. That note was not passed on to me.
Well, it's enough for a Chancellor first down at the Eastern View 36. Back to the run they go. Well, a little bit of progress there.
Cloud of dust.
Simmendinger makes the tackle on Jamarius Billingsley. This broadcast brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Yeah, I think right now Chancellor is trying to steal a little bit of the momentum away from Eastern View because they're getting up there, they're making some chunks and plays and getting some yardage, so.
2nd and 8, you can see the time there remaining in this second quarter. Here's Ferguson. He's going to throw. He's got a receiver at the 30-yard line. That's Eckhart. I believe it's Eckhart. Let's see. It is.
They're going to stop his forward momentum just inside the 30.
Now make that Logan Hunter, Steve, number 8. And he's at the 29. And it's going to bring up, let's see, what is that? 3rd and short?
Yeah, I would say 3rd and about 3.
Yep.
Long 2.5.
See it there. right up to 29. You know, Chancellor, you know, if they put together a score here, you know, and
Hey, you never know.
You never know. Now, Eastern View will receive the third quarter kickoff.
Yeah. Well, they got to figure, get on track a little bit offensively.
Third down and 3. Ferguson, he's going to throw it. Downfield he goes. Going up for the catch nicely, and making it is number 11, Nigel Asamoah.
Yeah, number 7 for Eastern View. He jumped way too early, and the receiver just able to bring that down almost like a one-handed catch.
Yeah, and remember, you only has to get 1 foot in.
Exactly. So.
And number 7, as you're referring to, was Cam Roy, who's got a pick in this game. Had one last week, too.
Yeah.
Well, at the 6-yard line, Steve, it's first and goal from there.
Well, like I said, anything can happen, and right now the attitude is out there at Eastern View. They just thought this was going to be a cakewalk, and now all of a sudden, they're down their quarterback, got a second-string quarterback in, and they haven't been able to move the football the last 2 offensive series they had.
Well, we got a whistle.
Flag. All right, let's see if you got enough.
Here it comes. Is he going to signal this
Is it
one?
a good signal? Oh, finally, an eligible receiver.
All right.
I mean, now there's 12 too many on the field. I saw the hand go up like this, but no more after that.
Well, it pushed him back but 5 yards to the 11. Right.
Okay, this is so bizarre.
First and goal from the 11 now.
Well, this the day after Halloween, strange things, ghoulish things could happen.
So if you're Chancellor, what do you want to dial up here, Steve?
Well, you want to get in the end zone, that's for sure. And
I do it by the run or the pass?
I still think they're going to have to do it by the pass. I
Do
don't
you?
think they'll be able to get running in here.
All right.
Uh,
Eastern View showing pressure.
and Chancellor jumped off sides.
Start against the Chargers.
Wow, that'll push them back to the 16. They were at the 6. 2 plays later,
The 5-yard
2 penalties later, they're back to the 16. All right, well, this broadcast brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200.
That time the official gave the signal. I guess the message got down there to him.
Inquiring minds need to know.
That's exactly.
All right, now first and goal from the 16-yard line. For Leo Ferguson, handing off to the ball carrier left side, and he's dragged down near the 15 by Simendinger. Ball carrier was Jamarius Billingsley.
And Simendinger showed some speed too, running it down right there. So very little gain.
Yeah, in fact, just 1 yard on the play. Under a minute to play in this second quarter, and I believe Chancellor has 2 timeouts remaining, and they have it is a second and goal from the 15 now. You think they need to go to the pass, and they do, and this one is caught by Logan Hunter, and he's down to the original line of scrimmage to the 6. And now I would imagine Chancellor will call a timeout, and they do. Our timeout sponsor is UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org. All right. Timeout on the field, 39.3 seconds showing on that scoreboard clock. 14-0 is our score. And we mentioned that next week is the regular season finale. Eastern View will play Cortland, and crosstown rival Culpeper in action tonight down at playing at James Monroe at Maury Stadium. Next week, Culpeper home to Spotsylvania. So a couple of good games in the making for next week.
The season's flown by.
Well, it really has. I mean, we're talking next week is the end of the regular season.
Right.
And then you get into postseason, and if you win, you move on. If you lose, you're one and done.
You're one and done. It goes through Thanksgiving all the way to the
first Saturday, I think, of December is when they have the state final.
Yep.
Been to a few of them over the years, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Like I said, the Region 4B is loaded.
It is.
And that's got some, loaded teams. Where Region 3B, where Culpeper sits, is not. So.
All right, third and goal from the 6. Chancellor has 2 opportunities here to try to punch it in. And they're going to try it with the run, and they're going to bottle up this running back for a yard loss, and that was Billingsley. And Steve, I think you're right. They're going to have more success throwing the ball.
And we just got a flag thrown in late. Now with the call here.
Let's see if the man in the white hat wants to get involved with the signal. He's been content to just
let the guys, call it. I mean, it came in way late after the play was over. Dead ball.
Dead ball there. Personal foul against Eastern View. See, that's going to be half the distance and first down.
Half the distance, first down.
But was it the 6? We'll put it to 3.
And that came in way late. Again, see, that's been the trouble spot for Eastern View all season long. Those penalties that they just should not commit. There's no need for it. I don't know what they, did or did to an opponent. Just get up. You made the tackle and get back and ready to play.
Well, wouldn't you agree that a personal foul penalty always indicates an out-of-control moment?
Yes.
No matter who commits it, you lost sight of what you were supposed to be doing. First and goal from the 3. Ferguson is the quarterback. He's under center this time, and he's got Eckhart behind him. Eckhart is tackled after a yard gain, and that was a tackle made by Jaquan White.
So that's 4th down. So the dead ball didn't
give him the first down.
Didn't give him the first down.
Well, they got it. Wow.
Wow.
I don't understand that. You get a personal foul.
Yeah.
It's half the distance. You don't get a first
there wasn't
down.
a fumble.
Yeah. All right. I'm lost. All right.
I mean, I'm too. I mean, I'm like, what the? I mean, was it 4th down? I thought it was only 3rd down. Now.
Well, they had it at the 6 on first down and goal. Then went to the 11. It was first and goal from the 11. Then first and goal from the 16. Second and goal from the 15. Then it was at the 6. I guess that was 3rd down. They got the penalty, and that moved it half the distance to the goal, but they didn't get a first down.
That's right. That's exactly what happened.
All right, well.
They take over on downs.
What do they say? Shiver me timbers or something to that effect.
Well, make sure that Caperton doesn't take a knee in the end zone.
Well,
that'd be a safety.
It's a good view. Sideline angle there. A little camera work. They go to the run, and this running back does not want to go to the ground. Finally, he does. I believe that's number 40, Cavante Brown with the ball carry.
That was a tough run. Look where he started. I mean, he wouldn't go down. He was carrying Chancellor defenders on his back. Now you got 10.3 seconds mark. One play.
It's like Eastern View's called a timeout.
Yep. Yeah, let's see what they do. What would you call here?
In backyard football, we'd say, go long, throw the bomb. Throw the bomb.
Make sure you block.
Don't forget to block. Yeah.
I'd do a slant maybe over the middle with Clatterball or somebody big, to get taken off running.
Steve, I didn't meet our additional crew tonight, but we've got some young folks who joined us and doing some filming. And so you're getting a different look now. You're getting that ground level view of right now you're seeing offensive coordinator Jeff Jenkins and the offensive players there. This is a look that we're not accustomed to getting.
That's good. I like it though.
And I like those jerseys. Did I mention that?
Yeah.
All right.
Did.
And we mentioned that AP Hall started, and then after that first touchdown, he came out, and Tyler Caperton has been in ever since. Here's Caperton. He's going to wing it long and nearly caught. Wow. Trying to make the catch there was Cam Roy for Eastern View. And you got time perhaps for one more play with 4.5 seconds showing on that scoreboard clock.
It just showed you Caperton's arm, and he's only a freshman, so you know he's just going to get stronger and stronger as he, after the next season stays in the weight room. He looks like he, could be a good player.
I like the fact that, you bring in your reserve quarterback. He's only a freshman, but you don't tell him, you let him throw the ball too. Really good experience.
Well, AP Hall's not going to play the rest of the game, and he's got that gimpy ankle, and they need him for Cortland. If they can move the ball the way they're doing now, I doubt you'd see Hall back in.
All right. On second down, and likely the last play of the quarter, it comes here. Here comes the pressure. Caperton's going to be smothered for the loss, and I think is how the quarter is going to end. It does. All right. We've played one half here at Cyclone Stadium, where our score is Eastern View 14, Chancellor nothing. These two teams will go to the intermission, the locker room for the intermission, and you all sit back and enjoy the homecoming festivities being filmed courtesy of Johnny Krawchuk and the Culpeper Media Network. Steve and I will take a break. We'll come back for the third quarter kickoff. Stay tuned.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
Welcome to Eastern View High School's homecoming halftime presentation. This week, students participated in Spirit Days based on our themes of Miami 305. Monday was Flying into Miami featuring airport clips. Tuesday was Frat versus Sorority. Wednesday was Wacky Tourist. And Thursday was Halloween costumes, as well as celebrating in our annual pep rally. In addition, students voted for their classmates to represent them on homecoming court. Please join us as we celebrate these students. Our freshman princess is Adelaide Atchison, escorted by her mom, Grace Wardy. Outside of school, she enjoys playing volleyball and hopes to cheer this year during basketball season. Adelaide's favorite memory so far has been the conversations with her lunch table. Her future plans are to go to a four-year school and get into real estate. Our freshman prince is Wyatt James, escorted by his mom, Rebecca James. Wyatt is a member of the football team and basketball team. Outside of school, Wyatt also plays AAU basketball with Team Hustle. Wyatt's favorite memory has been going 8-0 for JV football. After high school, Wyatt hopes to play D1 football while going to college for engineering. Freshman homecoming princess and prince Adelaide Atchison and Wyatt James. Our sophomore princess is Drew Lee, escorted by her mom, Jenna Lee. Drew is a member of varsity sideline and competition cheer team, as well as lacrosse. In addition, she is a member of Northern Message, Young Life, and the Culpeper Presbyterian Church. Drew's favorite memories are the ones she has made when getting ready with her team before games and competition. Additionally, she has enjoyed being on homecoming court with her older sister, Campbell. Her future plans are to go to a four-year school and study psychology and later become a therapist. DJ Alani is our sophomore prince. DJ is being escorted by his dad, Chuck Alani. DJ has been a member of both JV and varsity football teams, as well as the track and field team. His favorite high school memory is going undefeated for JV football this year, while maintaining A's throughout high school. DJ plans to go to college before entering the medical field. Our sophomore homecoming court members, Drew Lee and DJ Alani. Our junior princess is Kamaya Turner, escorted by her parents, Bonnie and Kaylin Turner. Kamaya is a member of Germanna Scholars and a kids tennis coach. She is also a member of the SEA Executive Council. Her favorite high school memory is the SEA retreat this summer at Graves Mountain Lodge. After high school, Kamaya plans to attend a nursing school.
Luke Jury is our junior prince. He is escorted by his mom and dad, Haley Whitlock Jury and Stephen Jury. Luke is a member of the tennis team here at EVHS. He's also a part of Morgan's Message, Youth and Philanthropy, and the Superintendent Student Advisory Group. Luke's favorite high school memory is creating and operating a business called Burger Boys with his friend Noah Ferlazzo. After high school, he plans to study business and marine biology in college, and then open a record store by the beach with his homies. Our junior homecoming court members, Kamaya Turner and Luke Jury. And now our senior homecoming court. Our first court member is Abigail Brown, escorted by her mom, Anna Ortiz, and her dad, Rick Brown. During her time at Eastern View, Abby has been the Student Council and National Honor Society president, a founding member of the PEB, Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, as well as choir and theater. She is also a Germanna Scholar. When not in school, she also participates in Girl Scouts and enjoys volunteering. Abby's favorite high school memories were the time she got to sing for Governor Youngkin. Abby will graduate with her associate's degree and her high school diploma, and then will attend a 4-year college and major in political science, and then attend law school. Our first male court member is Micah Bowles, escorted by his parents, Jennifer and Desmond Bowles. Micah has been a member of the basketball team, NHS, and THS, and is a Germanna Scholar. He enjoys volunteering at his church and other organizations. His favorite high school memory is playing basketball for EVHS and dropping 25 points on CCHS. After high school, Micah plans to graduate with his associate's degree from Germanna and then go to ODU to study cybersecurity. Our first homecoming couple, Abigail Brown and Micah Bowles. Our next senior court member is Natalie Colbert, escorted by her parents, Rebecca and Jimmy Colbert. Natalie has been a member of the sideline and competition cheer teams for Eastern View. She is a varsity captain for the cheer team, the senior class president, and founding member of the PEP Club. Throughout high school, she has been a member of SEA, VSEA, NHS, and Chick-fil-A Leader Academy. Outside of school, she enjoys coaching the Special Olympic cheer team. Natalie's favorite high school memory is goofing around with her brother in the hallways during freshman year and going to each other's classes to steal others' food. After graduating with her associate's degree and her advanced high school diploma, she plans to attend a 4-year college to study political science with a minor in criminal justice. Our next senior court member is Ryan White and is escorted by his parents, Heather and Tim White. Ryan is a member of the football team, NTHS, and the cornhole club at CTEC. He says his favorite high school memory was when he got to play Coach Mancini in Madden on the last day of his junior year. Upon graduating, Ryan hopes to enter an electrical apprenticeship or go to a trade school to become an electrician. Our second senior homecoming couple, Natalie Colbert and Ryan White. Our third homecoming senior court member is Micaiah Dinkins, escorted by her mom, Shakia, and sister Kalia. She is a member of the cheer team at Eastern View. Outside of school, Micaiah enjoys the gym and hanging out with friends. Her favorite high school memory has been the football games. Micaiah's future plans are to travel to all 50 states. Aaron Ivy is our next homecoming court member, escorted by his mom, Rebecca Atkins, and sister, Allie Ivy. Aaron is a member of NHS, ITS, the Spanish Honor Society, and Chick-fil-A Leader Academy. Outside of school, Aaron is a content creator on 4 platforms. His most viral video was in the stairwell at school with over 50 million views. His favorite high school memory is having Miss Gaberna for Spanish 1 and 3, as well as getting caught making daily TikToks in the stairwell. After high school, Aaron hopes to attend the University of Manoa in Hawaii to pursue a degree in biology. His goal is to become an ultrasound technician specializing in OBGYN patients, as well as continuing his social media journey. Our third senior homecoming couple, Micaiah Dinkins and Aaron Ivy. Our next senior court member is Campbell Lee, escorted by her mom, Jenna Lee. Campbell has been a member of the varsity lacrosse and field hockey teams, as well as being the football manager during her senior year. She is also a member of Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, the vice president of the SEA, an ambassador for Morgan's Message, and a member of NHS. Outside of school, she enjoys volunteering and being a peer mentor for the special needs community, as well as participating in Young Life and playing travel lacrosse. Her favorite memories are those that she has made with the lacrosse, field hockey, and football teams, as well as being on homecoming court with her sister. After high school, Campbell plans to attend Virginia Tech to obtain a doctorate in athletic training so that she can later become and athletic trainer for a collegiate football team. Our next senior court member is Noah Ferlazzo, escorted by his dad, Mark Ferlazzo. Noah is a member of the golf and tennis teams. Outside of school, he enjoys running a business with Luke Jury. His favorite high school memory is being with all his friends and family at school. After high school, Noah would like to attend a four-year college and later start his own business. Our fourth homecoming couple, Campbell Lee and Noah Ferlazzo. Our last female senior court member is Jordan Worth, who is escorted by her mom, Crystal Moore, and her dad, Jeff Worth. Jordan is a member of the varsity softball team. Her favorite high school memory is hitting her first home run during her junior year against Cortland. After high school, Jordan plans to attend community college in hopes of becoming a dental hygienist. Our final senior court member is Hunter Tanner, escorted by his mom, Crystal, and dad, Jamie Turner. Hunter is a member of the baseball and basketball teams. His favorite memory from high school is team dinners with the baseball team and all the time he has spent with them. After high school, Hunter will be attending New River Community College to continue his academic and baseball career while attaining a bachelor's degree in business. Please join us in congratulating our entire homecoming court. And now for the crowning of our King and Queen by EVHS Principal Dr. Nate Bopp. The EVHS King is, can I get a drum roll? Aaron Ivy. And now for our homecoming queen. Can I get another drum roll, please? Our homecoming queen is Micaiah Dinkins. Congratulations, everyone.
Gentlemen, welcome to Eastern View High School's 2024 Homecoming Parade. We're thrilled to have everyone here celebrating our amazing students, athletes, clubs, organizations, and alumni. Let's give a big round of applause for all our participants today and everyone who's come out to support. Leading us off tonight, we have Junior ROTC, followed by the Eastern View High School Marching Band.
Does anyone have eyes on Deanna?
I'm in the press box, Miss Bell. Yes, ma'am, I'm good.
Let's give our JROTC program a big round of applause. It is now. Wonderful job by the Eastern View High School Marching Band. Let's give them a big round of applause. Up next is the Eastern View High School sideline and competition cheer teams. This year, our competition cheer team placed 4th out of the 12 teams in the region. They advanced further than anyone else in the district, and most importantly, they beat King George. Now we have our volleyball teams. Let's not forget about our undefeated JV football team. Great job by the football team going undefeated so far this year. The Eastern View High School Fine Arts is up next. They'll be competing tomorrow in the VHSL one-act play competition. Wish them the best of luck tomorrow. The Eastern View High School FFA just recently returned from their trip to nationals. The Agri-Science team, made up of Natasha Peoples and Micah Lacey, placed 10th in the nation, and the club was given a silver rating, which is a huge accomplishment. FFA gives students hands-on experiences in agriculture while building leadership and life skills. Through FFA, members learn practical skills, explore various careers, and develop confidence by participating in competitions and community service. With a strong sense of tradition and a supportive community, FFA fosters pride in agriculture and empowers young people to make a difference. Now we have the Eastern View High School chapter of Morgan's Message. This club's goal is to take a shot at mental health by helping to reduce the stigma on mental health in athletes. Each season they dedicate games for each of the teams to spread awareness on the effects of mental health in athletes. Next up is the National Honor Society. These students were carefully selected through an application process. They must maintain a GPA of 3.5 and participate throughout the year in various service projects. Up next is the Eastern View High School chapter of FCC LA. Join the Eastern View chapter of Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America and be part of the largest chapter in the state. We empower students through state competitions, national conferences, and impactful community service initiatives aligned with our 7 national programs. Our dedicated members develop leadership skills, build strong careers, and make a positive difference in our community. Follow our journey and stay updated on our events and achievements on Instagram at FCCLA Eastern View. Young Life is up next. This community organization strives to build relationships with young people in the community to help them to create a better relationship with God. Now we have the PEP Club. This newly found club focuses on substance prevention and educating the school community on the dangers and risks of substances. Coming down the track now is the Eastern View High School SCA. The Student Council puts on a variety of activities throughout the year with the goal of bettering the school and the student body. SCA is active at the state level as well, with our very own Abby Brown serving on the State Executive Board. Great job, Abby. Last but not least, we have our homecoming court. First up, our freshman princess, Adelaide Asheson, and Prince Wyatt James. Our sophomore princess is Greer Lee, and Prince, what is that? DK Elianu. Up next is junior princess Kamaya Turner and Prince Luke Jury. And now for our seniors, we have Abby Brown and Micah Bowles, Natalie Colbert and Ryan White, Micaiah Dinkins and Aaron Ivey, Campbell Lee and Noah Falazzo, and finally Jordan Worth and Hunter Tanner. Let's give our homecoming court another big round of applause.
Halftime, Louisa 56. 26, out of bounds.
All right, well, welcome back to our broadcast at Cyclone Stadium. Moments away from the third quarter kickoff. Our score, Eastern View 14, Chancellor nothing. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock. Steve, what did you think of that first half?
It was kind of bizarre because, one, we're trying to figure out how the refs are giving you the signals for the penalties, but Eastern View started off really aggressive and went up quick, 14-0. But their quarterback AP Hall had an ankle injury, and then they kind of sputtered. Even though that Tyler Caperton, freshman, looks good but a little nervous in there. They just all of a sudden they started kind of sputtering on offense, and now they're going to get the ball here, start the second half. They need to get back to the way they were dominating the line of scrimmage, and they were running at will against this Chancellor team. But hey, kudos to Chancellor, keeping it only a 14-0 deficit, and they got some momentum to go into the halftime. But again, Eastern View's going to get the ball, and like I said, you're not going to see Caperton throw the ball very much. You're probably going to a lot of run plays or short passes that he knows he can complete, not trying to hit the long ball. But we'll see, because Chancellor, like I said, they've got to be saying we're pretty happy, we're comfortable, we're close to them. It's not like it's a big rout. So let's see what happens here in the second half.
Well, Chancellor let a golden opportunity slip away to get on the scoreboard when they had the ball, late in that second quarter, and they got the ball down to the 6-yard line, and then things just sort of blew up in their face.
Exactly, it blew up, and then all of a sudden, Eastern View got the ball back. But again, now I just think you're going to see Eastern View come out here revved up, ready to go. And again, they're our number one quarterback's down with an ankle injury, so it's going to give Caperton some experience, and they need that in case it comes back to haunt Hall again when it comes playoff time.
Jason Rivera will kick off for Chancellor to start this third quarter. You see the score there. And here is Rivera's kick. Keep it on the ground. Picked up inside the 25-yard line. On the return there is Eastern View's DeAndre Brock. And he'll give the Cyclones good field position. They'll start at their own 40. Well, we need to give kudos to some volunteers tonight. In that first half, we had some additional camera people out there working and giving you the ground level view. And 3 young ladies by the first names of Laney, Katie, and Madison, on-field camera work. They're part of this Eastern View events team, part of the Tech Theater team. So we really appreciate what Laney, Katie, and Madison did for us tonight in the first half. And hopefully they'll come back another time and do some more camera work for us.
Yep, looking forward to it.
All right, here's Eastern View from the 45. And this one is Jaheim Fry. Somehow he busts loose. He gets into the secondary. He races in the end zone untouched, and I don't see a penalty flag down, and that's going to be a run from 55 yards.
Fear the win, 55-yard run by Jaheim Fry for a Cyclone touchdown.
Well, that's Fry's second score tonight.
His second one.
He had the opener. Comes on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter.
I said they had to come out aggressive, and they just did it, didn't they?
No, I don't know. They apparently completely caught the Chancellor defense napping, because Fry busted through there. Steve, if it were touch football, he still would have scored.
Yep, because no one could, or flag football.
Yeah, definitely into the end zone. Fry's the holder, and Capolini connects to make it 21-0. Well, that's not what Chancellor drew up, is it?
No.
Wow. So Fry has 2 touchdowns tonight. I know he scored the game's first one. And then let's see. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Actually, so he's got all three touchdowns.
Okay.
So he had a 23-yard touchdown catch from AP Hull. And then he had a 2-yard TD run, his second. And then here, the opening play from scrimmage, He busts loose for a 55-yard scamper, untouched, third touchdown of the game, and Eastern View up 21-0. And they're going to be playing this with their backup quarterback, Tyler Caperton. And I think that tonight, with what's happening, I think his confidence level is probably going to grow.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that was, all you want to do for him is the coaching staff to manage the football game and don't, get cute with the football, manage the game, and the game will slow down a little bit for him.
All right. So Beckett Capolini will kick off for the Cyclones following on that touchdown. And now Eastern View enjoys a 21-0 lead.
And I don't see AP Hull out here on the sideline. He must be back in the locker room getting treatment on that ankle.
It's Capolini's kick. Fielded inside the 15-yard line. Out across the 25 to the 27. Was the return man Nathaniel Newton. Well, Chancellor will get its first crack at offense here in this third quarter, but they're already trailing by 3 touchdowns, so they can ill afford to make any unnecessary mistakes.
Right. Let's see what they can do here defensively. And I look for, Eastern View to still come, play in their base defense right now. And they're basically saying, Chancellor, we're not going to allow you to run it. If you're going to try to beat us, you're going to have to throw it.
Yeah, now, Jamarius Billingsley in the backfield alongside the quarterback, Leo Ferguson. They give it to Billingsley, and a defender gets him at the ankles, holds on, and makes the tackle at near the line of scrimmage. I believe it was, let's see who made the tackle. Well, anyway, why are we not calling Darian Butler's name tonight, Steve? He was the kid that had such a big game against Culpeper.
Maybe he's hurt, not suited up for tonight.
Yeah.
But, I see where Eastern View sold out on that run play. They're going to have to be a little bit careful because if they're selling out like they're doing there, trying to be real aggressive, they have nobody at the second level on the back can, pop it free. So they got to make sure they stay in their lanes and play sound football.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's second down and call it 11. A little reverse try there in the backfield. This play blows up because the players ran into each other. And then worse than that, the blue jerseys were eagerly waiting to get their hands back on them, and Simmendinger led the Cyclone charge.
And Simmendinger was in there. He almost got the handoff himself.
Yeah,
so
I'll take that. Thank you.
Good pressure, good pressure by the D.
So already Chancellor looking at a 3rd and long here. Ball at the 26. And like we say, you can ill afford to make any mistakes against this Eastern View team. There's a 3-touchdown lead. So here's a long 3rd and 11 for the Chargers. See the clock, see the score.
Yep.
All right, here's Ferguson. Pump fake. Here comes the pressure. Watch out. They get him and they sack him for a big loss. And a couple of players in there, including Drew White, on the tackle, and brings up a 4th and very long. We'll see Jason Rivera and the Chancellor punting team come onto the field. Well, localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically. Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com.
Yeah, you see if Chancellor I wouldn't even try to block the punt. Let him punt it. Don't commit a personal foul here. But they got Brett lined up there.
Rivera's punt from the 10. And Brock will get away from it, and it'll take somewhat of a Charger roll down to the 39. So 51-yard kick for Mr. Rivera, but still excellent field position for the Eastern View Cyclones, Steve, at about their own 40.
Yep, and I would just, like I said, let that your big offensive line dictate this second half here. Lean on them to wear down Chancellor up front and just hit them with Fry and, the running back, the running game. And we'll see what's going on here now. See if Caperton can do the job here.
Tyler Caperton, that freshman quarterback,
You just
getting a lot of playing time here tonight.
Yeah, you just don't ask him to do too much. Just like I said, manage the game. There I see Holtz back on the sideline.
Brett Clatterball wide left, top of your screen. Mason Settle wide right. Jaheim Fry is the running back behind Tyler Caperton. They pitch it to Fry. He tries the left side. And he gets away from the first defender, then turns on the Jets, and he is racing into the secondary where they force him out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. That is a pickup of 38 yards by Jaheim Fry.
Yeah, it's coming back, though. It's going to be a hold. Looks like the hold's going to be on 56. Yeah, because I saw 56 throw his hand, but that's going to be back, and he was holding. Though the flag was late. That's what, I get. It's way after. I mean, Fry was already way past that where the flag is, all the way down the sideline when the flag came out. So it's going to be a holding call against the Eastern View. And that's kind of been the situation in Eastern View all season long. So many opportune penalties come in at bad times. And nowhere where it came to head was last week against King George. They got a couple drives stalled because of penalties.
Play a team like the caliber of King George, or you get Cortland coming in next week, and you can't
afford.
You've got to shore that up for certain. So they move it back to the 44-yard line. Remains first down. Caperton handing off. This is Hopkins, the ball carrier this time. And Chancellor does a better job of stringing that play out and holding him to a 2-yard gain as he got to the 46. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. You see the score and you see the time here in this third quarter action. And Tyler Caperton is the quarterback in for AP Hall. Jaheim Fry has had a whale of a ball game. Here's a pass, and this one's caught near midfield for a pickup of about 4 yards, and the receiver, DeAndre Brock.
Yeah, and I think Caperton took a heck of a hit. He gets up a little slowly, but he's a little guy. He's only ninth grader, but you look at him. I mean, I bet he doesn't weigh 150 pounds soaking wet.
Well, then you would be correct if the roster's correct, because it says he's 5'10", 138. Yeah. But he's only a freshman, so what might his dimensions be his senior year,
Yeah, I know, but he can't. He could get sacked by a guy weighing almost 300 pounds. That's going to hurt.
Ball at the Chancellor 49-yard line. It's 1st and 10, and Caperton's going to throw, and vying for it was Mason Settle. A lot of contact out there, and he was being defended, I believe, by number, it was Nigel Asamoah.
And the coach is down there giving the refs some grief a little bit because it was Settle's hands getting pulled down. He's grabbing them, and there's still no call.
Yeah, seemed to me there was quite a bit of contact, but no call on the play. And brings up 2nd and 10 for the Cyclones from the Chargers 49. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Brett Clatterball, top of your screen. Mason Settle at the bottom. Back to the run they go with Jaheim Fry. And this time, Chancellor does a nice job of stopping him before he can get really on track. Had a couple of players in on the tackle, including number 9, Landon Eckhart.
Yeah, they grabbed him by the ankle, or if it wasn't there, he was going to get that first down. But another thing is, I'd see if I could get Brett Clatterball a couple of touches on the football, running it. Maybe use the Wildcat, like he said, and give him a different look, keep Chancellor guessing, because I know he's got one-on-one matchups up here on the receiver, but Chandler is offering help from the safety. So we'll see what.
Yeah. So how many times has Clatterball been targeted this game? Is it once?
One.
Well, this time they do try to go to him, and they overthrow it, and they threw it in traffic. There was like 3 people trying to cover him. They overthrew Clatterball. We just asked how many times he'd been targeted. I think that was only his second, and now we have 4th down, and a rare punt will be coming up from Eastern View.
And, you know, that's just a timing issue, that slant play like that. And I like what Brett did. He came up there and, touched his teammate and said, hey, man, it's okay. Because the pass was a little bit late, but they're going to work on that. And like I said, he's getting valuable experience right now.
This Alden Pritchett will be punting. Remember, he's punting in place of A.P. Hull. And he'll punt this one from the 41. And this will take a nice cyclone roll. Look at this. They're going to down this thing really close to the goal line. Look at this. You can't get any closer unless you step in the end zone yourself. Down to the 1. Wow.
That was a heck of a punt right there. And he backup punter just did that. Talk about putting it right there on right on the goal line.
Yeah, so I was trying to remember what spot did he punt that. Was that from the 40?
To the 40.
59-yard punt? What a roll. Look at this. Talk about pinning your opponents deep.
Now it's when you hit the defense, you lay him out right now. You come up and try to get a turnover and take it in here for a score.
Chancellor really needs to be careful here not to give up a safety.
That too, and also though, Eastern View's got to be careful too, not trying to sell out all the time on the run and leaving that. If a runner was get past that initial line of scrimmage, it's clear sailing. So let's see what they do here. Brett's playing in the middle, I think.
Right now, yeah. Yeah, so Chancellor has it at the 1-yard line. Ferguson handing off, trying to get a little breathing room. It was Eckhart, the ball carrier. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673.
And again, I'd look for the defense to really dial it up here. Keep Chancellor bottled up here in their own territory, deep.
In the backfield is Jamarius Billingsley, number 3, alongside his quarterback, Leo Ferguson. 2nd down and 8 here from the 3-yard line. Back to Billingsley they go. Penalty flag comes in on this one. This one we can see.
Yep.
As Billingsley gets back to the line of scrimmage, we'll check the call.
It's probably going to be holding against Chancellor, see what the ref says. Finally, he's coming out. All right, still in the signal. It's like Jeopardy.
Da-da-da.
What will be Alex?
Oh, there's your call. Holding. Good call, Steve. You nailed it. So
do they take it?
It was 2nd down and 8 on that play.
Yeah, you back them up.
Now they're backed up to the 1, yeah.
Half distance to the goal.
And they've got to get to the 11 for a 1st down. And we got movement on the right side. I think it's going to cost them another penalty here against Chancellor.
This is going to be moving in
that right guard move, yeah.
They'll move it an inch.
Half the distance is about a foot, right?
Yeah.
See where that ball is. It's right just outside that goal line.
And I would be sitting there having somebody stand right over that center in bull rush, especially if he lines up under center, but he's probably going to line up in shotgun.
And that's where, it's kind of dangerous because
you
might give up a safety.
Yeah, if he steps out of bounds or the ball gets hiked over his head or he doesn't get out of the end zone on a run.
It looks like we may have a timeout. Yeah, timeout charged to Chancellor.
Yeah, I don't blame him. They got to talk about it.
Well, our timeout sponsor is UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org. So we have 4:34 to play here in this third quarter. One score so far, and it was Jaheim Fry. So he has all 3 Eastern View touchdowns tonight.
Yep, he sure does. I want to give a score. It was halftime, though. It was Culpeper was trailing James Rose 7-0 late in the second quarter, but I have not heard anything since. Maybe, Mark, you might have some updates.
I don't think I have. I think wait a minute, Rodney Stewart's back in the saddle here, giving me some scores. Let's see what we have. All right. Let's see. So Culpeper was down to JM 7-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the first. That's a while ago now. And King George was over. Well, that's a high-scoring game. King George 40, Spotsylvania 28
Lucas
at the half.
Lucas
So we
Rutter,
don't have an
please
update on
report to
that
the apparel
Culpeper
stack.
score yet.
Lucas Rutter, please report to the apparel
But after the
stack.
timeout, second down, about 11 for Chancellor. And they throw it to Logan Hunter, and Clatterball and company
Logan
combined
Hunter
for a
will
quick
step to
tackle.
Ferguson,
I like that play call. It's kind of a little bit of razzle-dazzle. Throw it to your your halfback, and I thought maybe he was going to try the halfback pass, but he ate it and started to run.
He didn't have much time to do anything, did he?
No, he did not.
We got a third down and about 7 here. So you figure if Chancellor's going to try to make any noise in this game, Steve, they've got to get out of this hole right now, because they give up another score and it's pretty much going to be over.
Yep, it is.
But it's a tough task playing against this Eastern View defense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Chancellor's starting to get tired too, because they don't have much depth.
All right, on third down, Ferguson rolls to his right. It's in the end zone and he throws it. Got a receiver. This is incomplete, and that would have been very close to a first down. It was intended for Logan Hunter.
So Hunter falls incomplete.
Now you're going to have to send Eastern View. Chancellor's got to send out its punt team. And now, if you're Eastern View, now you pin your ears back. You go after the punter, or set up the return, because it isn't going to.
I think you're right, because when you're up 21-0, the way this, and 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter, when you look at how this game is being played out, you can pretty much do what you want to do here.
Yeah.
You don't really have to. Nothing's really a wager, is it?
Yeah, you can dictate whatever you want to do. You can be. Looks like they got some beef boys in front of their punter, so they want to make sure they don't get a block. But then the punter's got to make sure he doesn't kick it into the back of their, rear ends.
He needs a little space, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right, they do block for him. Let's check the kick. It's a short one. Let's see how it bounces down around. Sort of a Chancellor roll down to the 38. A 48-yard kick for Rivera. Do they give him the 10 yards in the end zone to tack on the punting yard?
I don't know. No,
If they don't, it's from the line. 38-yard kick.
38-yard kick.
Mm-hmm. So not exactly what he wanted, and of course Eastern View with outstanding field position sends its offense back into the field, up 21-0 with that much time remaining here in this third quarter, 3:21.
Yeah, this quarter's going by a little bit quick.
It really has.
And let's see who they got in the backfield here. Got some new players in offensive backfield.
Let's see who is in there. They've changed their formation. It looks like Clatterball's back there. Caperton is not. It's a snap to Clatterball. He's going to run it off the right side. He's at the 30, 25-20. Lowers his shoulder. And he gets inside the 10-yard line before they finally tackle him. Well, that was one of the looks you've been sort of looking for here tonight.
Yeah, I was wondering when they were going to do it. I mean, he's a load to bring down, and the Chancellor, the guy just had to hang on to Brett's feet. And now, he takes it in deep. See, we're going to mark it.
Well, Detrez Gahagan, I believe, is in the backfield too, or was. Let's see who all is back there. Number 8, Dominic Simendinger is back there. Jaheim Fry. Clatterball. This time they snapped it to number 40, who had nowhere to go. He's fighting to try to stay alive, but not going to work. Well, number 40 is Cavante Brown.
Brown tackle for a loss.
And he is tackled for a huge loss, making the tackles number 51, Ali Al-Jamal.
There's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is here. All right, where's our ref? Face mask against Chancellor, I think.
Well, you know, the officials actually making the call here in this second half.
That's going to be a 15-yarder from the spot. Let's see what the... They're going to be, I was going to say, Eastern View's going to accept the penalty.
I mean, they'll put it down at the 13.
All right, and they got, like I said, they got to work on it. Got new, I don't see Caperton in there under center, so.
They've changed their formation, haven't they? They've got Cavante Brown, Brett Clatterball. They snap it to Clatterball. He shoves one defender aside, but then he draws a horde of other defenders, and they tackle him after about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, they got to get some, try to get them loose a little bit on the sweeps. And see what the.
Actually did not gain any yards, lost a yard. They put it down at the 14. So this is a different look for the Cyclones here. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. So right at the 14 is where they put the ball down.
Yep.
And I believe it's third down. And goal from there. Clatterball is going to throw it. He lofts it in the air, and it's batted down. This was thrown a little short of the receiver because it looked like he had a man open there. And because the pass was underthrown, the defender was able to come back and make the play. It was intended for Detrez Gahagan.
It was like a jump pass.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been a touchdown if, but the Chancellor player made a good, play on the ball. Now it was a timeout, injury timeout, I think. Chancellor player's on the ground.
Yeah, there is a player on the ground. You're right. Looking at the Eastern View sideline there. I like the play call.
I do too.
I'm sure Brett would like to have that one back because you could see that Detrez Gahagan was open. Is this likely a cramp, Steve?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, his shoe was off, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll get this spot in as well. This broadcast brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200. All right. So now you have a 4th down and 14 coming up. What might be the play call here?
Well, I would get Capellini out there and try to attempt a field goal.
Well, there he is.
Yeah.
All right.
So work on that too.
There you go. Well, he hasn't had any field goal attempts this year, has he?
No, and this is like to get in the scoring column.
15, 20, 21, 31-yard field goal attempt on its way.
Let's see.
And, spots at 21. 31-yard field goal attempt. Plenty of leg behind this one. Kick is up and good. Capellini's 1 for 1.
1 for 1. And
this
now
year.
He gets on, in the area kickers, he finally gets on the scoreboard with a field goal.
Well, let's take a look at some of these stats provided courtesy of Austin Pickett. Let's go to the kicking game, and let's see how Mr. Capellini has done. Well, through 8 games, he had no field goal attempts, and he was 22 of 30 on his extra points. But now he's had 1 field goal attempt, and it was good from 31 yards.
That's good. I mean, they got to work on that too. So.
And we said Aiden Pritchett is punting tonight for AP Hull. Hull, through 8 games, 16 punts, an average of 42.63 yards per punt.
All right.
Yep.
So let's see what Eastern View can do here on defense coming up. See if they can keep Chancellor's pinned down deep in their half.
And Steve, Tyler Caperton on the kickoff returns, 4 returns this year for 76 yards.
Oh, okay.
None returned for kickoffs at this point. None returned for touchdowns at this point.
No.
That's a hard thing to do.
It is that.
But 24-0. Capolini kicks off, and we have a whistle to stop this one.
Man, it's going to be offsides against Eastern View. You can't leave before the ball's kicked. He's going to pull up back 5 yards. We've got to give Chancellor a little bit of a little kernel, courtesy of the refs.
Legal procedure against the Cyclones.
Just trying to figure out if we had need an update on that Culpeper score.
Yeah, I know. Let's see what they do here.
I'll send that message to one of our people out there to see if we can get you an update on the Culpeper or James Monroe score. They're playing down at in Fredericksburg. Capolini will kick off now from the 35 after the 5-yard penalty. Minute 37 to play here in the third quarter. It's been all Eastern View. This one's going to be a return. Straight ahead is a return man across the 30 out to about the 33. And kicking up some, I was going to say they're kicking up some dust out there. Nathaniel Newton, the return man.
Well, it's been so dry here. You just we haven't had any rain in almost a month, it seems like. And
I was talking to Sean Somerville about that, our public address announcer at the break, and I hadn't even thought about that recently because we had that spell where we got all that rain in off that hurricane.
Right.
And we had all that rain, and I didn't even think about it. He said, now we're at a point where we need it again.
Yep, we're in drought. So.
But you see the field right there. They were kicking up some dust a moment ago on that return. All right, Chancellor back on offense. They're going to start this one from the 33.
It's not like football, like baseball, where you go out and wet the infield. You can't. They don't want to do that in football. You want your footing.
All right, delayed handoff to Billingsley. He makes pretty good yardage out of this one, almost 10 yards. You give him 9. He's actually close to a first down. He's going to be about a half yard short.
Yep, about a half yard short.
Dominic Simmendinger makes the tackle.
And like I said, it's interesting is that Chancellor hadn't had much luck moving the football. They did in a little bit in the second quarter, but they're going to say they gave him first down, Mark.
Yeah, got just enough to move the sticks. You see the time and you see the score. Our score at the intermission was 14-0, and so Eastern View has scored 10 points in this quarter, so 24 unanswered points. Here's a short pass. Looks like it's completed at the 45-yard line. And that was hauled in by Landon Eckhart, the tight end. And he picked up just 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, they wanted a little slip screen to Eckhart, but again, Eastern View was right there, right on it. I like the play call, trying to, make Eastern View pay when they're blitzing the quarterback like that. But again, just the pass wasn't where it needed to be, and even though Chancellor caught it, didn't have anywhere to go. Eastern View was right on it.
Sure were. Second down, call it 9. They hand off to Nathaniel Newton. Newton looking for a block, and he gets one, and Clutterball pushes him out of bounds. At about the 45-yard line of Eastern View. That's a gain of 10 yards and a first down.
I think this is their first time all quarter getting across the 50. 9.1 seconds. It looks like Eastern View calls time.
Yeah, so
why? I don't understand why would they call time. Maybe give somebody a rest, I guess. Who knows?
Still looking for an update on that Culpeper James Monroe score. And again, we mentioned this is game 9 of the regular season. Down to 1 regular season game remaining, and next week. We've got a couple of good matchups. I think we're going to be seeing the Culpeper Blue Devils play next week, Steve.
Yeah, they play Spotsylvania, and look, Spotsylvania's right now is hanging in there with King George, only down by 11 or 12 points. So that's a surprise. So, Culpeper couldn't score at all against King George until real late. So, again, we're going to be playing at home. Culpeper's going to have a lot to play for, but they're going to have to beat James Monroe here tonight. They were down 7-0 in the second quarter, but haven't heard anything lately. And we'll see if we can get that on to you as soon as we hear something.
Right. Well, likely time for just one more play before this third quarter expires. Scoreboard clock says 9.1 seconds. Eastern View 24, Chancellor nothing, but they do have a little bit of life injected into them here recently, as put together a drive that's included a couple of first downs along the way, and they'll have the ball at the Eastern View 45. Ferguson's going to throw. He's got a receiver over the middle. This one hauled in for a big gainer by Nathaniel Newton, and they'll tackle him at about the 30-yard line.
Brett comes in and just picks him up and throws him down. Lucky there wasn't a flag.
So he scored the takedown on you.
Yep.
All right, well, that's the end of the third quarter with our score. Cyclones 24, Chargers nothing. We'll take a break and come back to the fourth and final quarter right after this. Keep it right here on the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
All right, welcome back to our broadcast. The fourth quarter witnesses Chancellor in possession at the Eastern View 28-yard line on 1st and 10, and this one is stopped cold. Ball carrier Billingsley had nowhere to go.
He ran into that big blue wall.
The blue wall, led by
55.
a fellow by the name of Brett Clatterball, and 55, Shaquan White.
Showing to get some pressure.
Yeah, lost a yard in the play, brings up second down and 11.
And Chancellor's going to use 4 downs here.
Yeah, and I think you're in a position, either team, you might as well just go for broke, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's see what Ferguson does here. They keep it on the ground. Looking for a little running room and not finding much is Billingsley. Tackle him at the, let's check that, the 25. Picked up 4. Going to bring up third down and about 7, it looks like.
See, this is where Chancellor's going to start getting tired and where Eastern View can lean on them a little bit. Because, like I said, they do not have much depth, especially along that offensive line. So we'll see what we can do here defensively.
Up front, we've mentioned White, Jaquan White. There's Ryan White in there as well, number 52, Carlos Diaz.
Get some good
Well,
play
that
time.
front 4, yeah. Ball up to 25. Eastern View shows pressure. Here they come. Ferguson had to get rid of it, and I think his arm may have been hit as he was throwing it because the pass was definitely underthrown. It was intended for Nathaniel Newton.
And plus, he's throwing off his back foot and falling back, and that's going to take some velocity off the football as well.
Well, it's 4th down and 6 now from the 25 for Chancellor. certainly the Chargers are hoping to get on the scoreboard. But this Eastern View defense has been pretty stingy tonight, Steve.
Yeah, they have. They've played well. I mean, Eastern View, we were both predicting maybe a little bit more scoring. We got 10 minutes to go, but, they pretty much have dominated the ball game.
Yeah.
Especially on the stat side.
Well, we have a whistle and stoppage here. I wonder if we get to the end of the game if we should share what our predictions were. Do you think we should?
Nah.
No?
I think we're a little off.
Start against the Chargers.
But it ain't over yet.
That's true.
You know what would Yogi say?
Yep.
What?
It ain't over till it's over.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you know what?
And what else do they say? When you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Take it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking at, I know I will give a hint. I did not, I predicted that Chancellor wouldn't score, and so far that's coming to fruition.
Hey, you're right. You did.
So.
And I'm not going to give away my full prediction. I had them scoring 6 today.
Watch them score.
But I had Eastern View winning by quite a big deficit as well, and as did you.
Yep.
Right now it's 24. All right, here's Ferguson. He's looking for a little help, and he throws. He's got a receiver out there, and that is, let's pick the number. I think it's that's number 8. That's Logan Hunter.
Logan Hunter. Got a ball
And that pass really was set up by the run of the quarterback, because he had our Eastern View's defensive end just crashed down, and he could have ran for the first down, I thought, but then he checked up and saw the wide open receiver for Chancellor, and he threw it. So let's see.
Yeah, and Chancellor has a first down now at the Eastern View 16-yard line.
And Eastern View's going to want to keep him out of that end zone. I know they want to, preserve the schneid.
Yeah. We got to get back. Oh, now here's Porter. Is that his first carry of the night? The ball is loose, but he may have been already on the ground. But that was number 22, Darian Butler.
Yeah, it's first.
Not Porter, but Butler. I think it was his first carry tonight. I don't know where he's been.
Well, he might have been hurt or something. I don't know. He torched Culpepper, though.
He did. He had a big game against Culpepper. Picked up 4 yards to the 12. Well, localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically. Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. All right, now from the 12-yard line, 2nd and 6 for Chancellor. And you've got Leo Ferguson back there as a quarterback, and on his right, Darian Butler, the running back. They go back to Butler. And he is tripped up before he can get untracked. And it looked like in the backfield for Eastern View was Drew White made the tackle at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they're Chancellor trying to sell out, trying to give Butler free because he's quick. But right now the Cyclones is going to have to man up here, try to keep him out of the end zone.
Yep. Ball at the 10.
And it doesn't seem a sense of urgency by Chancellor to get
No. Well, I wouldn't say it's a cavalier approach, but I think you're right. It's not really a sense of urgency either. They go back. There he goes. He almost sprung loose. That's Darian Butler. They tripped him up at about the 1.
Yep, he's so small in there. You can't you can't pick him up.
Yeah, and that was on a 3rd and 4 call. That would be a first down, a 1st and goal now from the 1. So Chancellor threatening now to get on the scoreboard.
Like I said, it could be a moral victory for Chancellor.
Well, you take them as you can get them, right?
Yep.
All right, still in the backfield, Darian Butler, number 22. I suspect he'll get the call here.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what Leo Ferguson dials up here. On 1st and goal from the 1. There he goes. Now he ran into Clatterball, I believe.
Yeah, his knees down. He didn't.
Oh, actually, he got in, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Touchdown, Chancellor. The Chargers are on the scoreboard, and it's courtesy of Darian Butler's 1-yard run.
Yep. I thought he got his knee hit first. I mean, they call that a touchdown, but they wouldn't give Brett Clatterbaugh the 2-point conversion against King George. And, now how was Brett not in last week and this kid in? I guess different officials.
Different officials. Leo Ferguson will now be the holder for Jason Rivera. The snap, the hold, and Rivera's kick is up and no good.
No good.
Wait, Steve. All right, I'm going to go back to my prediction here. I want you to read what I wrote.
42-6.
Well, we've got 24-6. So that means Eastern View would have to score 18 more points.
What was mine?
Well, yours was 48-0.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd be.
But I think that.
I was trying to preserve that because I didn't want them to score, but.
Well, but both of us had Eastern View winning in extra large fashion.
I did. I thought it'd be more scoring on. And it would have, I think, if Hall had been the quarter, it didn't go out injured.
And that's what you couldn't foresee. I mean, who would have known?
Who would have
thunk it? So you go back to Yogi.
Yep.
He would know what to say, wouldn't he?
Yep, take it.
Yeah. Come to a fork in the road, Steve. You've got to take that fork. Well,
it's not ties like dating your sister.
Well, we got to get these spots in before we run out of time. This game is moving right along, Broadcast brought to you in part by Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. And Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673.
I'm wondering, do they still do homecoming dances? I remember when I played, after on homecoming, you had the dance Friday.
Well, last week, our grandson went, he goes to Orange High School. He's a sophomore. They had a homecoming dance on last Saturday night.
Okay.
I guess they do that still, right?
Yeah.
You were just asking. I guess that's the proof. Rivera's kick keeps it on the ground. This one's it's going to go out of bounds. And the Eastern View will take over at the 35-yard line. All right, let's look and see if we have an update. Let's see if someone's listening in and saying, okay. All right, here we go. Here's one from our friend Rodney Stewart. He's got JM 13, Culpeper nothing at the start of the fourth quarter.
Whoa. James Monroe has not won any games. That would be a big blow to Culpeper if they were not be able to.
Remember when there was a time when you certainly wouldn't have said that about James Monroe?
Right.
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine them not winning games.
Exactly. When they had Rich Survey.
Rich Survey, yeah, they had all those fine teams. Think about some of the players. Do you remember a player that at James Monroe who played at UVA back in the
Charles McDaniel?
Charles McDaniel.
Yep.
He's one of the big players down at JM. But they had those state titles in the 80s. Mm-hmm. They had quite a.
They had with the Cunningham boys in the early 70s. I mean, they were a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
But now Culpeper though trailing 13-0. That's something's going on there. They better.
Well, back to the run is Eastern View's Jaheim Fry, and Fry just picks his way forward, but he loses the football and it's going to be recovered by his teammates. This has been Fry's game, hasn't it?
Yes.
He even gets a
friendly.
Even when he fumbles, he's got teammates bouncing on it. Yeah.
That's good right there because that was, that could have made it interesting if Chancellor recovered it, goes down and scores. I mean,
First down.
Yeah, they would have had, 14 if they went for it on 2 and then be down 10.
Yeah. So you got to the, with that fumble yardage tacked on, you got to the Chancellor 49. Pick up a 16 yards and a first down. Then the clock runs and Eastern View takes its time. Naturally and understandably, there's no reason to hurry. The clock is certainly their friend. Fry in the backfield behind Tyler Caperton, the freshman quarterback. Building in nicely tonight for AP Hull.
Yes, he has. Compliments to him.
This is Jordan Hopkins, the ball carrier. Look at him go. He just busted through all the defenders, untouched from 49 yards out. Steve, we're getting closer to 42 points.
Fear the win. Cyclone touchdown, 42 yards. From who?
Jordan Hopkins.
Jordan Hopkins. He came out there and shot like a cannon.
He did. I mean, that was just a burst of speed, and then to be untouched like that, wow.
I mean, he just blew right through there.
Makes the score 30-6, and now Beckett Capolini on for the point after. And I suspect Jaheim Fry will be the holder when he returns to the lineup. Capolini's looking for him.
The holder. There he comes.
Need a holder. All right. That's not him.
Who's the holder?
It's been Fry, hasn't it?
Yeah, number 2. Fry. He's in there getting accolades.
Well, Jordan Hopkins was the ball carrier on the touchdown run.
Right.
Capolini says, okay, just need a holder. Oh, here's Jaheim Fry. I knew it was him.
Yeah, it's going to be delay game.
Somehow he missed that assignment.
Yeah, because even though the clock stopped for the PAT, you still got to, 30 seconds to get the play off. And now right now they're trying to get the coaches. Yeah, they want Capolini to take it. I wouldn't want to try it for 2.
I kind of wish they would with this prediction, Steve.
I mean, they got to get players on the, come on, guys.
Yeah, a little confusion here.
Yeah.
That's coming in late, Cavante Brown.
It's called discipline.
All right, Fry gets it down. Capolini gets a kick up and good.
But there's a flag, too, so we'll see what the call is. I think it's going to be against Chancellor. They might have encroached. We'll see. Or, jumped over the...
If they did, then Eastern View would decline it.
Oh.
No, that's against Eastern View.
Holding against Eastern View on a PAT. Jeez.
Well, they had some confusion going on anyway, Steve, as far as their personnel.
Well, now you're going to go move it back 10 from the spot of the hold, which would mean he's looking like he's putting it on the 20, so it'll be a 30-yard kick, extra point.
Well, you put it down to 13, 7 for the hold, 20, that'd be 30. Easily within Capolini's range.
All right, I'll try this again.
And this time they're not looking for Jaheim Fry. He's in the lineup, Steve.
He's out there.
Yeah. Oh, high snap. He gets it down. Capolini's kick up, and let's look at it here. It's good. 31-6, our score. I'm getting closer to my goal.
You are. Got to have 8 more points.
Well, I need 11 more.
Oh, 11 more, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say I had Eastern View winning 42-6. So right now it's 31-6.
Okay.
Close but not, what do they say, close but no cigar?
Yep, closest only counts in
horseshoes and something else, dangerous.
And hand grenades.
things that don't end well.
Yeah.
Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons at 825-3530. And I just really want to thank each and every one of our sponsors, localsportshistory.com, Able Heating and Air, Battlefield Automotive, Found & Sons, CFC Farm and Home Center, and, of course, our timeout sponsor, UVA Community Credit Union. We appreciate you. And again, we had some help there in the first half with the filming, some young ladies who stepped up. And
yeah, we sure did.
I had their names written down, Steve, and somehow or another I've lost those.
Well, I remember one, Laney.
Laney was one. Madison was one. And I just need to find those notes. They were doing some on-the-field camera work, which provided some angles that we hadn't seen before in our broadcast. And
that's the Dowsel there on the kickoff.
Newton on the return.
That was Nathaniel Newton on the return. A little slow getting up to his feet.
Yeah, he got tackled pretty tough.
Okay, Steve, I found my notes. They can't go but so far. So on the field camera work, first half action, courtesy of Laney, Katie, and Madison.
Okay.
They are part of the Eastern View events team, part of the tech theater team at Eastern View High School.
All right.
And I think they had a really good time with that, and I think that we certainly look forward to their return. Didn't you like getting the different angles from the camera?
I did.
Yeah.
You know, gives you a different, approach to the game where you can see different things and what's going on. I liked it.
And I think Johnny's, did you pick up the number there on the injured player?
Number 1.
Oh, that was a return man, Nathaniel Newton. There he is there being assisted off the field.
Twisted his ankle. Ankles can be so hard to heal versus, I think, than a knee.
I tell you what takes a long time to heal, and you have a personal account of this because in the early 90s you had that injury to your Achilles tendon.
Yep.
It was painful, and it takes a long time. Even when you,
I ruptured mine.
it takes a long time to heal from an Achilles tendon injury, doesn't it?
It sure does. It took a whole year. Because when you come out after the surgery, you're like this, and you got to be able to stretch that new put together tendon. So
All right, Chancellor in possession from the 27. Ferguson going to throw. Got a receiver near side. Caught just past the 30 by Nigel Asamoah.
And we got some new players at number 32.
Well, let's pick those up for the these reserves getting in there, Steve. You pick up the numbers. Dominic Thomason.
How about 23?
Ruben Kumi.
54.
Jabari Hinton.
44.
44 Campbell Guido. He's been in there.
How about 75?
75 is River Halt or Hot.
Big
River
kid.
Hot.
Big kid.
Mm-hmm.
And who's deep in the safety? I can't see him. Numbers.
From the 31, back to the run. And running for his life and not finding much room to run after all. All the way, he lost a couple yards back to the 25. That was Billingsley, the ball carrier. Just, the run game just has not been there for Chancellor, Steve.
No, it hasn't. Number 12, Mark, and number 30.
Well, number 12 is Aiden Cook.
30?
30 is Chase Hutchison, but he's been playing.
Who's the deep man safety? There's number 52 in there.
You got Ryan Dotson, number 6. All right, was this 21?
21.
That's Cam Scarfo. And that might be the first time we've mentioned his name this season.
Yeah.
From the 25. Ferguson rolls right. Got a receiver caught at the 35. And the tackle made by Ryan Dotson. And the receiver hauling that pass in was Logan Hunter.
Ryan Dotson on the tackle. Logan Hunter.
Picked up 10 yards, but he's going to be, after that big loss, he's on the play before. It's third down and looks like 2.
Yeah.
Actually, they're saying the down marker says it's 4th.
All right, big 4th down play here for the reserves. See if they can get a stop.
So it's at the 36, and it's 4th and 2, and you see the clock. This one caught.
That was a good pass. I mean,
on the slant to Logan Hunter. Well, they say it's incomplete. Wow. I thought he had it.
I did too.
So the incomplete pass turns the ball over on downs back to Eastern View. All right. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200.
Big number 70's in one of the left tackle.
It's Dylan C. All right, back on offense goes Eastern View from the 35. And the ball carrier here is going to be number 40. That's Kevontae Brown. Well, he's really a load to bring down, isn't he?
He sure
Another
is.
one of those guys that just refuses to go to the turf.
Just keep them wheels rolling.
Yeah, keep those legs churning.
Yep.
Yeah. From the 35 down to the, let's see. They put it down at the 23. 13-yard pickup, first down.
And Brown, he just, like I said, took about half the Chancellor lineup with him on his back.
And he stays in the game. The lone running back behind the quarterback there. Tyler Caperton. They let the clock run down on this play call here. And then Caperton gives the pitch to Brown. Here comes one defender. He steps aside, pushes aside, loses the ball, and then he goes out of bounds. I think there's a penalty flag down as well.
Yeah, did he push off in the face mask, or was
Yeah,
that
I'm not
a
real
hold?
sure.
Or was that a hold? We'll see. It's definitely going against the Cyclones. Let's see what the call is. Again, no signal. Oh yeah, hold. Eastern View, hold.
Okay, got an update courtesy of Rodney Stewart. James Monroe, 19. Culpeper, nothing with 1 minute remaining in the game.
Jeez. That's going to be an upset right there. That's going to hurt Culpeper. You give James Monroe, who's going to get their first win. Chancellor got their first win against Culpeper, now James Monroe.
All right, Caperton handing off. This is Hopkins coming near side. He got away from that first defender and then turned upfield and stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. They'll hold him to about a 5-yard gain.
And they stayed in bounds. That's what I like about it. He didn't go out. So keep that clock running. Smart run right there. And just let the clock continue to run.
They put it down at the 23. Clock is running. You see the time there and you see the score.
Yeah.
Hopkins in the backfield behind Tyler Caperton.
Yeah, like I said, next week, Cortland comes in here, and both Eastern View and Cortland are tied for second place in the district.
Yeah, big game for sure.
Now, I don't know who Cortland plays tonight.
Yeah, I didn't look at the rest of the schedule with the Battlefield District teams. Hopkins, the ball carrier, gets to the outside, turns upfield, makes the player miss, and then they force him out of bounds near the 10-yard line. That's a pickup of about 13 yards on the play by Jordan Hopkins.
Yeah, there's a flag, though, on the play again. We hold against Eastern View.
Well, I think what you're getting now, Steve, is that all the reserve players are in. You're going to get some of that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Let's see, pick up some of these numbers we haven't called. How about Elijah Bland, number 25? Let's see, he's in. Brown's getting his share of carries now. Jordan Hopkins goes to the sidelines. Of course, Jaheim Fry, I mean,
He's been
he really had the big game tonight.
Yep.
I know he had, let's see, he had 3 TDs, right?
He sure did.
I can't remember who the 4th one was.
Was it Brown?
Say Butler for Chancellor. Yeah, we know Fry had it. Definitely 3.
Right.
Let me go back to Brown here. Brown stiff arms the defender, but he holds on to the jersey. Brown gets away from him, reverses direction, and then he draws the rest of the Chancellor team.
And we got another flag.
Well, penalties galore.
Yeah, we got a flag, and it's way in the back after the play. And the Eastern View player, number 56, threw up his arms. So we'll see what the call is.
Looks like it's Brown still on the ground there. Shaken up after that tackle. So
we got 29 seconds to go in the ball game.
Yeah, that's Brock being attended to. Some of the other players in there, Steve. Number 18, Brock Gray.
We'll see what the call is. Coach Lowry's out there talking to the officials. And now another official comes running up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all meeting. They're saying, what's Coach Lowry's
it makes
not
me
happy.
wonder, what brought him out to the part of the field.
Wonder what he was. Oh, they picked it up.
Well, he must have been fairly persuasive.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
You have a penalty flag, and then they wave it off.
Now all you got to do is take a knee and get out of here.
29 seconds. You're right. Probably just taking a knee, would probably work the clock and give Eastern View the victory tonight.
You see, they're not starting the clock. You got to take the snap, Caperton. What are they waiting on? Yeah, they do. Yeah.
All right, well, I don't know. That's just an odd way to end it.
Yep.
But we've seen some oddities in different capacities. All right, Steve. This one's going to go in the books with Eastern View, the winner 31-6. What are your thoughts looking ahead to next week's showdown with Cortland? What is Eastern View going to have to do maybe better in that game against Cortland?
Well, they're going to have to make sure Hull comes back, from injury. They're going to have to deal with that single wing offense, but of course, J.C. Hall.
Well, the wing T,
rather. They'll throw out of it too. They've had a good season. They're big and they're strong. And again, I think it's going to be Eastern View is going to have to come ready to play because they're going to have a lot to play for, and they want to get that 6th or 5th seed in the. Well, they like to be able to get into the top 4 for the playoffs, and where they can get a bye. But we'll see.
We'll have to wish them a lot of luck, and I think we're going to be seeing the Culpeper-Spotsylvania game next week.
Yeah, and that even takes on even more importance for Culpeper because we'll figure out if they can still get in mathematically. So.
All right.
But the loss tonight, it was not going to be good.
Right. Well, we're going to have to roll. We're out of time.
Yep.
So once again, our final score from Cyclone Stadium. Cyclones 31, Chargers 6 for Johnny and Steve and Nick back in the studio. I'm Mark O'Connell saying thanks for watching and supporting Cyclones football here on the Culpeper Media Network. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Sorry to rush you.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of our community sponsors.
Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. CFC Farm and Home Center, supplying your lawn and garden, pet, and farm needs since 1932. Hometown pricing and outstanding service at CFC Farm and Home. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.